Welcome to CMOs Without Borders.
I'm Joel Crampton, fractional CMO and founder of CMO Alpha. I help financial advisors, RIAs, and wealth managers replace scattered marketing with strategic systems that boost AUM and production volume.
I'm Mandy MacPhee. I am a fractional chief marketing officer and work with founders who are doing too much and need someone to turn their scattered marketing into a system that actually drives results. Hey, we haven't done this in a long time, have we, Joel? I think it's been a few weeks since we've recorded our last podcast. We took a little break to focus on clients.
Yeah, this has not been a casual summer for either of us.
Yeah.
A lot of firms take off during the summer. We have taken off, but in business, it's not stopping. The firms that are focusing on building market strategies now in summer when client loads are lower, conversations are lower, this is where you start building into those big projects, those big marketing rocks that maybe you didn't get to at the beginning of the year. You had high hopes in Q1, you got busy, and then now it's Q3, and you still haven't made much progress in your marketing. And so I think the firms that are hitting it hard now, while it's a little bit quiet, are the ones that are going to be killing it in Q3, Q4, and into next year.
For sure. And as we think about building our business and the relationships that we're building with our clients come first. We are building relationships and building trust with our clients. So here we are today talking about trust in financial services and the impact AI is having on building that trust with financial services clients and their teams overall. So I think, as here we are on the substitute for July 4th, 250 years, Joel. Congratulations in the US. We just celebrated Canada Day. We've been building those relationships and building that trust with our clients. So here we are on a holiday recording.
Yeah. And before we started recording, we started talking about how both of our countries aren't big fans of England. So we've got another way that Mandy and I are partnered in our disdain for England. France and England never had a great relationship. The United States and England, while we're frenemies, we have a history dating back a couple hundred years. It's been fun. I mean, it's one of these days that you would want to take off, but because you and I are growing our businesses so fast, like we're taking this as a CEO day to really work on the business. And this is one of the things that we're doing, recording this podcast. But yeah, so the topic is trust in financial services. Financial services is a trust-based business, much like a lot of professional services types of industries. People are investing their life savings, with the financial advisor. We see that a lot, of course, in financial services. When firms are working with FinTech providers, there's entrusting of data and connections. And so I think that's a major topic for the industry. And then now you've got AI coming in, and people don't realize that there's trust issues with AI as well. You're putting a lot of information out there, and these AI systems are using that information to teach the algorithms. But like, how safe is that information? Like, you got to be very careful about what you're putting into those AI tools.
Yeah, especially as you head into agentic commerce. And we're starting to see AI making purchases for people and transacting for people. And you have to be even more careful when that happens. AI becomes an easy way to earn trust, but to also break trust all at the same time. I've been saying to my clients that ask me about how to build trust in financial services, I've been saying that trust is the product that you're selling 24/7. You're not selling a banking product or an advisory service. You are selling trust all the time. That relationship and that trust, it can be broken like that with a data breach. And it takes sometimes years to earn back that trust when it's broken. And even as you are courting a client or a prospect, that trust has to be built. That relationship has to be built over time. It doesn't get built overnight. Whereas the breaking of trust can be done in a flash.
This is like I said, it's a trust-based business. It's a personal business. You're dealing with humans, trusting each other, trusting with the services that they're providing to the other party. Mandy, you and I work as fractional marketing leaders with these firms. And so a lot of that first 30, 60, 90 days of working with these firms is building that trust with the client. So our client meaning the financial services companies that we're helping in a fractional marketing capacity. And we're delivering on what we're going to deliver on. We are showing up. We are creating the content. We're delivering upon the deliverables. Like that's how you build trust, is just consistently showing up in the capacity you promise to. And so I think that's again, consistency. People start to become familiar. They start to build up that trust. So when you think about the marketing strategies we put in place, that's a lot of what we do for the firms. Is we create these campaigns that build up brand awareness, which then builds up trust because they start seeing the information that you're putting out there. But you want to make sure that the information you're putting out isn't too salesy or sleazy. It should be value add content. Like you're trying to build up a relationship with these people that you want to eventually become clients, and they trust you with their money. So I think you have to be very cognizant of what's the end goal. The end goal is that trust.
Yeah. The end goal is that trust. And you're right. It's absolutely about consistency throughout the entire end-to-end customer journey. It's not just about consistency once you get them in the door. It is about earning that trust and keeping the right to that trust at every stage and every step of the way. If you don't do that, if there is a break somewhere happening throughout that end-to-end journey, that trust gets broken immediately. And then it just takes an additional cycle to earn that trust back.
I think you've experienced this, like the opportunity cost of switching like isn't that high, especially for financial advisors. People can shift money from one firm to the next.
That's
so
right.
It's really building that relationship, that trust. And a lot of these firms, not just financial advisors, but firms in general, are built through referrals only. Typically, you want to make sure that you've built up that relationship enough, you've built that trust equity, that these people are comfortable enough to share your information, be your advocate, the end-to-end journey, like you were saying, Mandy, that we want to make sure that there is enough connection, it's trust built up over time, that we can create these raving advocates with our clients and customers, that they will refer us to other people. And that's just kind of how your marketing flywheel, your marketing engine builds upon itself.
Yeah, you can't just say at any point in time, say, just trust me. Don't
You can
worry
trust, that's
about it.
fine. Yeah.
You'll be fine. Just
Yep.
trust me. Trust me. You can't. You have to prove it.
Mhm.
You have to prove that you can trust. I was talking about case studies the other day with a client, and the fact that you need some strong case studies as proof. That's part of the trust system, is getting those case studies to prove that the work that you're doing is critical to it is creating success for a company. Without those case studies, you have nothing to back up what you're saying. So it just becomes your word versus the proof behind the pudding.
In the United States, each of our states has a slogan. So Missouri, so I'm in Kansas City. Anyway, Missouri's slogan is the show me state. And so it's like, show me. So those case studies you're talking about is exactly this. What we build for clients is examples of how we've solved problems for people just like the prospects we're talking to. It's like a subset of social proof. It's showing that people like the prospects have gone through our services. And these can be hypothetical case studies, especially when it comes to financial advisors. You almost have to make them hypothetical because you don't want to promise results. But for the different niches that you're focusing on, create a case study for each. But that also leads into testimonials, which are now allowed under the SEC's marketing rule. They've been allowed for several years now, but there's just more clarification from the SEC on what kind of testimonials you can use. So those are absolutely ways you can build up trust in your firm, is to get those testimonials. I don't know about you, Mandy. I think you and I both have similar processes or framework to get those testimonials. One thing I like to do is client surveys. So once a year, do a client survey. That way you can get some of those testimonials, some of that feedback. Part of that process, you request permission from them to use those testimonials in your marketing. You get those testimonials, you put them on your website. That way, when someone goes to your site and is looking for that kind of social proof, right away, they see people just like themselves who have had great experiences. And of course, you do have to be open and list all of them. But most of the people that give you feedback, especially through client surveys, we're going to be 4 or 5-star responses.
Yes.
And kind of the next point that I'll make about this is for testimonials, you can then So what I've done in the past is the people that give you testimonials, you can then send a follow-up email and ask them if they can share that exact same testimonial on Google. Created a link to Google, copy, like put in the actual email. So merge in what they actually said. So all they have to do is copy what they just wrote in the client survey, click the link to Google, drop it in there, and it just makes the process so seamless. So again, that's more social proof when people are checking out companies, that they can look at your Google reviews as proof that you are trustworthy.
Right. Google reviews is so important. And you're going to have good reviews and you might have some bad reviews, and that's okay.
You almost don't want all 5-star reviews because it looks a little fishy. It's good to have some 4 stars, and you can never make everybody happy. So if you get a 1 star, as long as you respond, like say, thank you for your response.
Yeah. But social proof is so important. You've got your Google reviews. I would add to that is Trustpilot, and making sure that your business is set up on Trustpilot, on BBB, on those ancillary sites that are going to help build the social proof that you need to build that and earn the trust in market. You come in at a higher trust level when people have researched your company, researched you on Google, on Trustpilot. You're coming in at a higher trust level than you would be without those testimonials and that proof online.
Yeah, I've used Trustpilot before. I've set up those programs. If again, another way to get fantastic feedback that you can use in your other marketing. Trustpilot does have a little bit of an expense around it. They're rightfully so. I mean, they're charging a lot of money because people do rely on those Trustpilot scores and feedback when they're considering working with firms. G2 is another site that you can get a lot of reviews and kind of that social proof. That's more kind of FinTech, B2B SaaS type companies that would be on those. But yeah, absolutely Trustpilot. When I worked at a big insurance company, I set up a Trustpilot program for them, and we ended up getting hundreds of 4 or 5-star reviews, and using that score, that 4.8 out of 5, and it's a 96% satisfaction rate. I mean, that is pretty powerful as far as building trust.
Yeah. Affiliates are also a good way to build trust. The people that you're partnering with can provide those testimonials as well, both in person, word of mouth, as well as online. So making sure that you're working well with your affiliate partners will help build that trust as well.
Yeah, I think building on other people's trust, the JD Power, that's been around for a long, long time, but getting sort of recognition in industry awards, getting on best of list. I mean, that's a lot of what I do for firms as well, is get them to be on those lists. Again, that's more social proof that builds up trust. That's another category that I think is really important.
I love that
you put that on your website.
Yeah, I love that your head went right there to awards and recognition, Joel, because that was going to be my next question to you. Because I'm not always convinced that awards and recognition help an organization grow, but there's a difference between earning trust and growing an organization. Talk to me about how you best use recognition and awards and what you use it for.
Well, a lot of times all you have to do is raise your hand and nominate yourself. Sometimes you have to pay to be in those lists. So that becomes a little bit of a gray area, but you fully disclose how you got on those lists. Most consumers, your clients or prospects, like they see the power of these, whether it's Forbes or Investment News, or there's a list of 100 different awards that you could be part of year to year. And I guess just kind of that social proof, put it on your website, put it in all of your marketing. It's just another tactic to get recognized for all the great work that you've done as a firm. It's kind of a PR play. So it all is kind of part of that whole marketing engine. I wouldn't say it's the best way to do it, but it's just another one of those easy proof points that you can put on your website.
Yeah, I've worked with founders who were just chasing the next award to be recognized at. And while awards and recognition is an important part of your overall go-to-market strategy to build that awareness, to earn that trust and get to that higher trust level faster, it's not the end-all be-all of your marketing strategy. It has to be wrapped into and surrounded with other things to help grow your business. I would say that awards and recognition help with that awareness and consideration level, but it's not going to get you to conversion of a prospect.
Kind of circling back to the AI, I mean, a lot of those search tools are using other sites, just like SEO would be when in the days of Google. I'm not saying Google's a bygone, but in the days now of AI search, like they're using these other sites as evidence of basically trustworthiness of your brand, because they're only serving up 3, 4, or 5 firms at a time. And so they're using their algorithms to figure out which of those firms should they serve up. And if you're not part of those major national listings categories, then it's not going to think that your firm is worthy of being part of that search result, that query that people are looking for. So yeah, it is another way that firms can stand out in the sea of sameness, like we say all the time. Just another tactic to put them in the race, at least, like be part of that conversation. All the other things that you're doing around marketing kind of help build your referral score on these AI tools. And again, it's good. The things that were good for SEO are also good for AI. So creating value add content, showcasing your firm as an industry thought leader, having backlinks that shows the authority. All those things are still great in the age of AI search. Putting content out on LinkedIn, posting regularly, creating those newsletters and articles. I mean, a lot of these AI search tools go to LinkedIn, serve up those results as sources of why they're recommending these different companies. I think the top 2 most cited sources for these AI tools is Reddit and LinkedIn. Reddit used to be huge, like 40% of the search queries were using Reddit as a source. That's now dropped down to 11%. So Reddit and LinkedIn are both at 11%. The reason why was the founder of Reddit opened up his platform to OpenAI and ChatGPT to help train those models. And so that's why it became like that. That's what give it the real language model that they were trained on. Now it's kind of scaled back as much as down to like 10 or 11%. So that's nice because you never know what's going to be on Reddit. It's just random people putting their opinions out there.
Yes.
So I think that's why those initial AI models were a little bit like suspect. Like, I don't know if this is great advice. Now they're getting trained on more authoritative sources. Not to say LinkedIn is a great authority, but you're getting more professional type opinions on that platform.
Yeah, here's the thing with AI is when companies are adopting AI, and I see all companies saying, I've got AI, I'm using AI. AI is the newest thing. And they're embedding that in all of their value, the company's value propositions on their websites, everything that they're doing. But here's the thing, consumers don't trust AI. There was a study here in Canada that said that, I want to say 8%. Now I could have that number wrong, but only 8% of people really trust AI. So when you're promoting AI, you are starting at a much lower trust level because the automatic reaction that consumers have right now is, I don't trust it. It's wrong. ChatGPT doesn't give me good information. It's not accurate. It gave me wrong information over here. You can't trust it. My kids say that to me all the time. Why are you using AI? You can't
I get
trust
that
it.
all the time too for my kids.
Yeah. You can't trust it. And my response is, AI is a phenomenal tool if you know how to use it, if you know what questions to ask it, if you know what to do with it. It's a phenomenal tool. But companies just saying that I've adopted AI in my business, I've got AI doing these things for you, you have to be really careful in that trust building of a consumer because they're starting at a much lower trust level with AI.
Well, I think it goes back to you need a human in the loop. Financial advisors have always been scared that they would be replaced by technology. I mean, it started with robo-advisor talk a long time ago. The new robo-advisor is AI, but that's the thing. Like professionals such as yourself and I need to rely on what does Casey say? Your taste, discernment, and experience to see the output that these AI tools are creating and use those 3 things to make sure that the output that you're getting is actually what we should be following. And if it's not, then we have to reprompt, retrain these things. I spend so much time yelling at my tools like, no, you're wrong. Like, why are you going down this path? Like these things, they're great tools when it comes to strategy, like correct strategy. It's really hit or miss. I'd say less than 50% of the time, I agree with its initial first, second, third pass through. And I think, again, in that financial advisory space, consumers, prospects, potential clients or customers, they're going into AI and they're putting in their information and they're thinking, oh, I can get this plan. And they're actually showing that to their advisors. And these advisors who have 15, 20, 25, 30 years of experience just look at that and immediately say, well, what about this? And what about that? And then what about this? And then, oh, did you know, like, you have this other thing? And like, how does that play into that? And so people who are using these tools to create these strategies, they don't know enough to prompt them correctly, to put enough questions. The AI tool then doesn't know the correct questions to then re-prompt the person that's doing the search query. So having a human in the loop is absolutely necessary. I don't think it's ever going to get to a point where we don't need that. It's absolutely, though, going to kill the jobs at the bottom. You can create agents that do kind of low level menial tasks that are repetitive. I think that's where we're seeing a lot of those jobs being destroyed across all industries. You're seeing marketing departments shrink from the bottom up. So that's why, Mandy, you and I can run such efficient, productive businesses, because we do have these AI tools helping us with our business. We still have teams of humans helping us do some execution, but from a strategy standpoint, I think it's always going to be you and me.
Yeah, totally agree. I'm the first to say that Claude is my BFF. It's the first program I open in the morning and the last program I open at night. I am constantly using it throughout the day, and I have several queries going at the same time. It does create those efficiencies, but you're absolutely right, Joel. It's all about how you're prompting it, the questions you're asking, how experienced you are in the field that you're in. You don't know what you don't know. So you cannot prompt an AI properly if you don't know and don't have the experience to prompt it properly on marketing strategy.
Mm-hmm. Do you refer to your Claude instance as a he, she, it, they, or you just say Claude?
I think I say he. I think I refer it to as he, because Claude is a male name.
It's a male name, yeah. So I use ChatGPT a lot. I just call it chat. There was an instance where I was experimenting with the voice prompts and kind of having a dialogue, and I chose a female voice. And I wonder if there's a gender thing where women choose males, men choose female voices. I'm not sure
I don't
of that.
know.
Some people I know have given their AI tools names like Jeff or Susie, or I think the one I came up with was I actually had my AI tool give itself a name, and it was like, well, you can name me whatever. And I go, no, you like choose your own name. And it chose Lumi or something like that. I was like, Luminary.
Yeah,
I mean, Illumination is the name of your company.
Yeah.
So I was just like, all right, you can call yourself whatever you want. But
yeah, it's interesting, right? The acceleration of AI in the last 6-7 months since the beginning of 2026 alone has been astronomical. And that acceleration has caused almost what I want to say is a break in trust across financial services industry as a whole. And I don't mean a severe break. I mean the challenge to financial services companies, financial advisory firms, FinTechs, is to ensure that you are using AI responsibly. And when AI does something wrong, that you're more transparent about it than you would have been in other circumstances. The more transparent you are with the use of AI, the better off you're going to be to hold on to that trust.
Thank you for bringing this back, because I took us on a different tangent, and I'll probably do the same thing. But again, so I'm just kind of curious. So I wonder, with these AI tools, because we write to it, we're engaging it, it's getting us feedback as kind of a human would respond. We're giving it names, we're giving it pronouns. It's not like a hammer. Like, you don't name your hammer. A hammer is a tool. It has a job, has a function. Just like these AI tools have jobs and functions, but they're so closely tied into that human connection. I don't know. Like, you don't trust a hammer because it's just a hammer. It's just a tool.
Right.
But like, there's been this, it's definitely a gray area. There's a blending with these AI tools. I think
they
that's just
talk to us.
They talk to us. They have AI voices, when you're doing
Right.
tools. So I think there's a delicate balance between mentally knowing that this is just a tool, it has its limitations, it's programmed to do something, but when you start feeling like it's human, you start trusting it more. And
Yes.
you start giving it the benefit of the doubt, because like you would any other human situation, you're polite to humans. I feel bad sometimes when I type exclamation points to my like multiple, like, no, you're wrong. Like, what are you thinking? So I try to be polite. It's, I mean, just from an energy standpoint, I don't like to have a lot of negativity out there. So again, I don't want to like bring that into any part of my life. But actually, the research shows that the more impactful responses you can give to your AI, the more it trains the model. Like, oh my gosh, like I didn't know you were so unhappy with this response. Let me go back this way. And
Yeah.
so if you're almost too kind to it, it's already got that level of agreement baked into it. So if you can be more direct, be more American,
Yeah.
be more confrontational with your AI tool, I
Don't be
think,
Canadian.
yeah, exactly. I think that'll build up a better relationship with your AI tool. So again, sorry, I took us on another tangent,
That's
but
okay. I like the
yep,
tangents you're taking
yep.
us on. But let me go back to trust, because what happens when you ask AI and you implement AI into your company and you're asking AI to do things on your customer's behalf? What happens when the customer doesn't want AI to do it on their behalf? I think it's really important that when you build AI into your platform, into your programs and your services, you need to give everybody a level of an out, so to speak, to continue to allow that trust to grow in the organization. You can't assume that the client wants everything done with AI. You have to give them, if you don't want this done, if you don't want them to do this bill payment for you, hit this button now and we will stop doing that for you. Without that level, extra layer that you have to embed in your platforms and your programs, you are going to lose trust faster without giving an opt-in or opt-out for clients.
Yeah, just like cookies, opt out of
Right.
tracking cookies or on a website, unsubscribe links on your email campaigns. When you're sitting down, like for financial advisors, if they're having client meetings, giving the client an opportunity to opt out of AI note taking. I think there's lots of things we need to start thinking about from a process and efficiency standpoint and productivity. These AI note takers are fantastic. It allows you to focus more on the person across the table from you. I still take written notes, but I take a lot less written notes knowing that I've got this AI note taker backing up everything that's going on and synthesizing all the information, coalescing it into actionable items, and then connecting it to other tools within my systems, my processes, infrastructure, that it's actually creating some tasks and some follow-up items for me. I'm still a little bit untrustworthy when it comes to allowing it to do things on my behalf. I think a lot of these tools will queue up email drafts and other things. But again, back to the human in the loop, I feel like you still need to have that level of oversight.
Yeah.
And just because you want to, like you were saying in the very beginning of the podcast, Mandy, that trust is easily broken. So if something goes out that you didn't intend to go because it's automated, again, you just need some checks and balances there, because again, full circle, this is a trust business. We're built on trust. Like, these relationships are built through many instances, but it just takes one or two wrong missteps, and people are they'll give you some grace, but if they start seeing this pattern, that trust is easily eroded.
Yeah. What happens when your AI breaks, does something wrong, a data breach happens, right? That immediately, your trust dashboard has gone from, yes, I trust you, immediately to, oh my God, I don't trust you. What do you do at that point? AI makes that even more prevalent. What I would say to that is, I'm going to answer my own question. This is what I'm going to do, Joel.
That's fine.
What I would say to that is that it's really important that you are as transparent as possible, that you're not trying to hide things under the covers, that you are transparent and honest in the way you're conducting business and what happened, as transparent and honest as you can be, because that's the way you're going to earn that trust back faster. If you try to hide it under the cover and somebody else, the media, somebody else picks it up, you've lost even more trust value at that point.
Yeah, and I think that is a great ending point to this podcast episode. Transparency is key. We're humans. Let's keep it on the up and up. Don't delve in gray areas of marketing. Like, let's be fully transparent in what we do. Let's try to add value to any sort of conversation that we have. Utilize the tools as they're intended, not try to shortcut things and try to, get one up on the next guy. Like, utilize them. Like, let's operate in fairness. There's plenty of business to go around, but yeah, use the tools productively, responsibly. I think taking that mindset, firms will do just fine.
And
don't be scared. Don't be scared of the AI tools.
Don't be scared of it, but don't rely on it as the end all be all. What I would say is rely on your experts, because the experts know how to use their tools under their own expertise. You would never ask a doctor to do marketing, and you would never ask a marketer to do surgery. So why would you ask AI to do something that you're not experienced in?
Perfect. Couldn't have said it better.
Yeah. I'm going to take us on a tangent, though, Joel. Hold on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Canada Day just passed a couple of days ago. Independence Day, 250 years, is tomorrow. I am seeing a ton of U.S. marketing out there. And who does marketing better than the United States of America? Who does? I don't know. Like, I'm hard pressed to think about who can do marketing better than the United States. All of the advertising, like I look at Canada, and even when you look at O Canada, our national anthem, it falls flat compared to the Star Spangled Banner. It's interesting to see the difference. So with that, I say hats off to the United States for their amazing marketing, right? Happy Independence Day to you.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Happy to have that continued partnership with our friends to the north. And I'm glad we haven't made you the 51st state.
Me too.
All right, go USA, go Canada. We're both in the World Cup still.
Yep.
Stay strong.
Surprisingly, Canada's still in the World Cup.
Yeah. We could actually meet each other in a couple rounds. So that'd be a fun US-Canada game.
Yeah. It's exciting.
Another great podcast episode with absolutely zero script. These are some of the better ones we have. So I hope everyone enjoyed it. Stay tuned for the next one. We've got some fun guests lined up in future episodes. But as always, stay tuned for more.
Thankful for everyone for listening.
Thank you. Bye-bye.